Welcome back to day 14 of the 30-day coding challenge. Today, we're going to be building this add to cart component up here. If you're new here, hi, my name is Zoe. I'm a software engineer and former university professor that loves teaching folks how to code. If you're interested in learning how to code or potentially becoming a front-end engineer, check out that first link in the description below. But without further ado, let's hop into day 14 of the coding challenge. Alright, so yeah, today we're just going to be building this really pretty straightforward add to cart component. So it's just going to be our single, eau de parfum, pardon my French, component here. And then I want to use either Zustand or Redux to actually hook it up and have like an add to cart experience. So we're going to just go ahead and hook that up and really just focus on the logic for this one. So first things first, I've already gone ahead and pulled up the starter. If you've been following the series, you know that everything's going to be linked down in the description below. And yeah, I have done a little bit of modification to the design to add in this cart component, but the original design is available on Front End Mentor, so you can check that out there for free. So first things first, and I've also gone ahead and installed Zustand, just because we're going to be using it in order to deal with our state. If I decide we're going to use Redux, we could do that as well, but hopefully we can get it done with just Zustand, as it is a smaller sort of project. All right, so yeah, first things first, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the styles and give it a background color and do like some really just basic stylings, and because as I said, I do want to just focus on the logic for this one. So background color is going to be this. Cool. And then, yeah, let's work within our home component. So I'm actually going to change this into a container. And with a max width of, let's say, XL. And what else we're going to do here? I think that's pretty much that. What we'll do here, so we'll have two elements. We'll just have this main piece here, and then we'll have the cart in the top right. So I think what I'll do is I'll drop in the cart. Let's make it a separate components. New folder, components. Then we'll create a new file, say cart. Save that. And we'll drop that in up here. And then the other component is going to be product. Save that and drop that in here. Cool. Looks good. Awesome. They're showing up. So far, so good. And actually, I think this cream, it looks like it's the background color. So let me grab that instead for our background color here, because that looked a little bit too light. Yeah, that's better. All right, cool. So yeah, just as far as styling goes, we're just gonna have, as I said, this fairly straightforward product component here. So it'll be a box with a corner radius of mixed. What is the border radius of? All right, we can infer some things here. So I'll start with the product. Just gonna, use a box. And then I've already gone ahead and imported the images, so I'll have access to those there. But for the box, we're gonna say, how big is the box? Maybe. And then we'll give it a background color. Oops. Maybe we should do background image is source. Oops. We'll do copy relative path. Maybe URL. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna look up what let's say background size. Yeah, background size. Contain. Try that. Cool. Looks pretty good. And then we'll say background color white. Awesome. So that's pretty much what we want right there. I think that's where we're using pure white. Yeah, so it's just white. Yeah, that's pretty much what we want right there. And then I think we'll add a border radius. Just 1 rem approximately. Cool, and that looks pretty decent. We're just gonna throw in now our titles and stuff like that. So we'll say perfume, uppercase, and it's gonna complain. Actually, I can just turn this into a client component because we're gonna use state in a little bit, so that's where the imports aren't as important. So we'll say perfume, it's gonna be this color. Good, and then we'll have the main title here. And then we'll have the description. And then we'll have the price. Oops. Price, and then the strike through price. And again, this is not essential for the actual functionality, it's just part of the design. And it is a font, or is it text? Emphasis, I think you can do strike, no, text, style, emphasis style, no, font, style, no, look it up, strike through. Oh, okay, I can just use the S tag there. Perfect. Cool. And then we have our add to cart button. And that'll be the last thing. So we'll say button. I think I'm just gonna style it regularly. Regular button. Add to cart. And then yeah, there's a little cart icon there, which we do have, so I'll add that in there. Image. We'll say alt equals cart icon, height will be, yeah, 16 by 16, width 16, save that. What else? The background color is going to be this deep aquamarine. Background color is going to be this, and then the actual color of the text is going to be, I believe, white. Yeah, that pure white. This is going to be that deep aquamarine, so we'll borrow that. Oops. Save that, and this is going to be the same color as the perfume. Really what I'm doing, I just want to set everything up so that we can focus on the logic in a minute. This is going to be gunmetal. Okay. Cool. And yeah, that looks, yeah, pretty decent. Sounds good. I'm wondering now if the image should, rather than be a background image, be a separate image, like a separate section. So we have two sections, because it might look a little bit better. So if I do an image from next image, source equals this, alt equals product image, height is, but then I need to set the exact height. It's not bad. I don't think it. Maybe not the best way to do it. You can just say margin left is perfect. That worked well. We'll just set the margin off so it doesn't interfere, so we can get rid of this. Awesome. So that looks pretty good. I think the only thing that needs to change is some of the size of the text. So this is going to be 32 pixels. We'll say font size is 2 rem. Awesome. This should be same thing. Font size 2 rem. Good. Okay. And then we'll say right. Good. No, not for the box, sorry, for the typography element. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then for this larger box, we want to say display flex direction column, and then justify content space between. I put it in the right box. I think I put it on the right box. Yeah, I should have put it on the right box. Let's take a quick peek. Okay, just need to set the height. All right, so we'll set the height of the box as well. Save that. And then we'll just add a little bit of margin or padding. We'll say margin. And then no, yeah, it's padding I wanted. I wonder if I put the padding here. Yeah, that's more what I'm looking for. Okay, awesome. And we'll just bump this up to 22. Perfect. All right, so that looks pretty good, pretty close to what we're looking for right now. The next piece we need is that cart piece. So let's go ahead and style that out. So this is going to be a box, and it's also going to use state. So I'm just going to skip through that. And what this is going to do is just display oops, use client. Whoops. Yeah, what this cart is going to do is just display the information that gets passed to it. So I just want to kind of copy a little bit of the style here. So we'll say, let's see, background color. Save that, and we'll have a little typography element at the top. And it's going to be cart. And the color is going to be this because it kind of follows that perfume style. And then width and height, I don't know, like width, height, cool, looks pretty good. Border radius 1 rem, position absolute, right 0, what will work? Yeah, awesome. Alright, so say right minus 100. No, sorry, right 100. Maybe right 50. And top maybe 20. Oops, 20. Cool. So I'm pretty content with where that is. Let me just center the other piece. So we'll say center. Okay, looks about right. I think we just need to make the cart maybe a touch smaller. Maybe 15. Or maybe actually the card is a little bit too big as well. Yeah, I think that's better. A little bit smaller card. Because I think the cart is actually going to have a good bit of information. Or just like the text might be a little wide. All right, so yeah, this is the general gist of what we're going for as far as the design goes. Let's go ahead and now start to implement our state, because that's kind of what we that's kind of the point of this whole thing. So, sorry, just touching up the style here. All right, cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and implement the state. So what I'm actually going to do is I think I'm going to grab all of this information, or really just the information I need, and I'm going to put it in some sort of object. So let's go ahead and create some other folders. I'm going to create a data folder, and I'm going to create a store folder. So in the data folder, I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to say index.ts. And I'm just going to say const product equals title. And I'm basically just creating an object with all of this information that I have for my product already, right? So I have the title. That's the title of the product. I have the category, which is going to be perfume. I have the description, which is going to be this. And then we have the, we'll have two prices. We'll say current price will be this, and sale price will be this. Sale price, and image is the last bit we need. That's the image. Image path. Cool. So that is the product that we're working with, right? If you had more, you can make it an array and just map through them. But I'm just going to have this as sort of the baseline. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and import product. Oh, and I should probably export product as well. Export const product. Import product from data. And then I'm going to use that information here instead. So I'm going to say product.category, product.title, product.description, product.current price. Oh, sorry. I think I did these backwards. This is the sale price, and this is original price, really. Not current price, original price. Or maybe I should actually, I wasn't really thinking that through. Let's do current price and original price. So we'll say current price, and then we'll do product dot original price. And that looks good. And then the only thing here, I'm not going to put the image here because we have it as a background image. But we could. It really doesn't matter. Let's do it. We can do. It shouldn't affect it. We should do product dot image path. So if I've done it correctly, when I refresh, nothing should change. Yeah, so it's working just as we expect. So we're now using the data as opposed to hard-coded data, which is good if you want to do this with multiple products, but it's also going to help us as we pass our data around for the actual setting the state and things like that. So we've got that set up. I think I'll probably need to make a type, but we can worry about that in just a moment. The next thing that I'm going to want to do now, I need some way to bring my data from the product when I hit that add to cart button. So some on-click thing is triggered, and then it sends it to the store, and then I get it and I can pull it into my cart. So this is where we're going to bring in Zustand. So Zustand it's a state management solution. It's kind of like Redux if you haven't used it before, and it basically allows you to have a global state as opposed to trying to like pass props around. And as I said, I want to kind of focus on this so we can use this logic in later projects and build more and more advanced projects as we go. So first things first, we're going to create a store. So we're just going to borrow this sort of setup, and I'm going to drop it in my store file. Also, I think there's a TypeScript version. Yeah, there's a TypeScript guide. So I might actually borrow this one instead, because there's types everything for us easily. So instead of, they use bears as their like example, we're just going to change it to product. So product state, and then product store. And then we'll say product is going to be, then this is where I think I'll need the type. So I'm going to say, can I do type of product? Type of product. And then instead of, we'll say add to cart. And for the add to cart, we're going to take, the product, which is type of product, and then we're gonna add it to, why did I import it twice? Oh, it might not like that. Ah, okay, it's, yeah, we're gonna say item, which is type of product, and then product initially is nothing, and then we'll say add to cart, and we'll say product state dot product, or should product be an array, plus item state dot product equals item. We'll say product is, oh, it's missing the following. Got you. Okay, yeah, so let me initialize that. So product's gonna be empty. So this is just to give it an initial value. Add to cart item, set state product. Oh, should we maybe just state that product? Yeah, sorry, we didn't need that equals. All right, so now it should just take the product and just set it to the item. Yes, it should just set it to the item, I believe. Let's try this. All right, so if we go back to our documentation, we can check out just the original guide here, and then we can see how to use it. So we can say, if we're going to use the store, we'll go grab it in our cart. We'll say use store. We'll import from Zustand, I would assume. But let me double check. Yeah, so it's use export const, use product store, yeah, okay, that's going to be state.product. We'll say const product. Cool. And then if we console.log product, we should see our like basic object if we've done it correctly. Awesome, perfect. So that part works. The next thing we want to do now is dispatch it. So if we go back to our documentation, we want to do the same thing. We want to call onClick increase or whatever. Like this, in this case, is increase population, but in our case, we want to do add to cart. So we'll bring this out here. We'll say add to cart and use product store. Product store. Import that. Awesome. And then on click, we're going to say add to cart. We need to pass in something. We need to pass in the product. And so if that's done correctly, when we click the add to cart button, it should add it to the product store, and then we should be able to fetch it or grab it with our from our products. Let's try that, and let's take a look at the console and see what happens. So if I hit add to cart, awesome, it's in there. So yeah, Zustand really just kind of simplifies a lot of this stuff. So let's finish hooking this up and we'll have a completed project for the day. All right, so in our element here, in our component here, I'm going to use an image component from next image. We'll say source is going to be equal to product dot image path. The alt is going to be product image, and I don't know, 50 by 50 or something. Height equals 50, width equals also 50. We'll save that, and then so we have the image, and then we'll have our title. So we'll say typography is going to be product dot title. Oops, title, and then we'll have our typography product dot price, current price. So we'll have those two there. The other thing I want to do is if there is nothing there, like if product dot current price equals 0, then I want to show like basically just like a box, like just a you have add your item to cart, or click add to cart, just so that, you know, basically there's a prompt, so we know like, oh yeah, we've gotten our stuff or we haven't gotten it. So that's what I'm thinking. Let's see if it makes sense. Equals 0. Product current price equals 0. Hold on, let me refresh. Click add to cart. All right, cool. Otherwise, when we add to cart, then we get everything there. Awesome, that looks good. We'll say display flex. We'll say justify content space between align items center. And then we'll say, margin left, left 1 rem. Concat, how would we use that? Wonder if that works. No. We'll just do the product title. I think we can probably make it a little bit smaller. So 0.75 rem for both of them. Save that. And do a quick refresh. Click add to cart. Awesome. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. So we hooked up Zustand. We were able to transfer the information from our data.json file over from our product or over from our original source into our cart. So having this kind of knowledge is going to be really useful once we move on to bigger projects. So yeah, hopefully this video is helpful. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you want to subscribe and see more content like this, that button is right down below. And I'll leave a link to the rest of the videos in this playlist so you can follow along. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.